Okay, good morning. I just wanted to pop in here every once in a while, light out of my eyes, just to give you some, updates and kind of walk you through some of the problems that you're going to see in your My Math Lab. Remember, you should be starting immediately in the beginning of the week. Don't wait till the weekend. Don't wait till Monday, to get your homework done. What you're going to find is that sometimes the homework takes longer than you anticipate. So, and one thing that I have found with an online class is if you wait till the end, life throws you a curveball. Now you're behind, schedule. So just get things done as soon as you can, even if it's 10 to 15 minutes a day. Just jump on and get your work started. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. And I'm going to walk through just a couple problems that I've been seeing some issues with, as far as how do you do it? What's the process? Sometimes when I got to set my stuff up. Sometimes when you're working on a problem, it's easy to get lost if you don't practice it. So you have to practice in order to be comfortable with this kind of material. So let me get my pen here. Okay, so at this point, I want to give you guys all kudos. You guys are that first week was awesome. Every single person turned it in. There was no late work, so keep that kind of thing up. Okay, so the first one I wanted to do is not this one. Hang on. Is it this one? Yes. Okay. So the first one I wanted to do is just kind of walk you through how to eliminate fractions. So for whatever reason, fractions always intimidate people. And so there's a way to do these problems where you're eliminating the fraction. So one thing about algebra is if you keep it balanced, right? You do the same thing to every single term. What it does is it renames the term and you're able to work with it a little bit easier. So let me rewrite this. So x over 5 minus x over 6 equals 7 over 6. Okay. Now, we don't want to work with fractions, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply the whole thing through what's called a common denominator. So in other words, all three of these denominators have to be divided into this number. So all I do is I pick two of them, 5 and 6, and I multiply them. So 5 times 6 is 30. So what happens now is when I multiply 30 times x over 5, I get 30 times x over 5, which is the same as 6x. So what I just did is I eliminated that fraction. And so if I do that to every term, 30 times x over 6. So I have 30x over 6, which is the same as 5x. And all I'm doing is 30 divided by 6 is 5. And then I do the same thing with the last one. So 30 times 7 is 210 over 6, which gets reduced to 35. Okay, so 210 divided by 6 is 35. So now I have a completely new equation, right? I have 6x minus 5x equals 35. Now this is much easier to work with. 6x minus 5x is 1x. So my x is going to equal 35. And it makes it real easy, real easy. It's just an elimination. Now, this is it done step by step. What I'm going to show you is a shortcut. So if I do this again, let me change my colors. So I have x over 5 minus x over 6 equals 7 over 6. Okay, so all I'm doing is I'm going to do the exact same problem, but I'm going to show you a shortcut. All right, so here's the shortcut. When I'm multiplying through, right, with like in the blue, I multiplied the top through by 30, right? And that's how I got that new top number. Well, and then I reduced it, right? So I multiplied and then I divided. Well, the shortcut, I'm going to divide first and then multiply. So here's how this works. 5 goes into 30 6 times, and I can now cancel that 5. 6 goes into 30, so I'm dividing. 6 goes into 30 5 times, and notice I'm putting my answer at the top, and then I'm eliminating the denominator. And then 6 goes into 30 5 times, and I'm eliminating the denominator. Okay, so what I did here is I divided. 30 divided by 5 is 6. 30 divided by 6 is 5. 30 divided by 6 is 5. And then I multiply. 6 times x is 6x. 5 times x is 5x. And 5 times 7 is 35. So you can see I am right back to the exact same thing. Much less work doing it the second way. So first way in blue, I multiplied first, and then I divided. Here, I divided first and then multiplied. Either way, doesn't matter, you'll end up with the exact same answer. Okay, and then the next one that I wanted to do, let me clear all this. And if you have to stop the video and go back and look at it again, please do that. And then practice, practice, practice. You should be doing this with me. As I'm writing things down, you should be writing it down. And that's the best way to learn how to do these problems. Okay, so now this is one with an inequality. So that's a less than sign. 3 over 4 minus m over 5. Excuse me. So what I'm going to do again is I want to eliminate my fraction. All right, I want to get rid of that denominator. So my denominators are 4, 4, and 5. Well, I'm just going to multiply 4 times 5. That's 20. So my common denominator, or least common denominator, is 20. I just multiplied 4 times 5. So now I'm going to do the shortcut. Excuse me. 4 goes into 20 5 times, and I eliminate the denominator. Now watch. This is a whole number. It's 4 over 1. 1 goes into 20 20 times, and I eliminate the denominator. 4 goes into 20 5 times, eliminate the denominator. 5 goes into 20 4 times, eliminate the denominator. So now I just divided. Now I'm going to multiply. 5 times m is 5m. 20 times 4 is 80. Inequality sign. 5 times 3 is 15. And 4 times m is 4m. And now I have a straight equation. Now it's just a matter of your algebra skills, moving the m's to one side, the numbers to the other, and then we'll solve it. So when I add 4m to both sides, I get 9m minus 80 is greater than 15. Now I'm going to add 80 to both sides. And I get 9m is greater than 95. Now, this is where my math lab is going to catch you. It will tell you how it wants the answer. This is a computer program. You can't just throw in any form of the answer. If it says specifically an integer or a fraction, you have to write it as an integer or fraction. What's the difference? Integers are, all whole numbers and their opposites. So, and 0. So 1, -1, 2, -2, 3, -2. They're all whole numbers and they're opposites, or 0. A fraction is just a fraction. So when I divide this by 9, I get m is greater than 95 over 9. And that is what I'm going to put in my answer box. Okay. Make sure that you read the instructions. If I put in, and divide this out and get, what is that, 10, 10 and 5/9, or 10 point something, 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 it's going to mark it wrong. So make sure that you notice the answer. Okay, I'm going to stop there, and then I'll start again on the next type of problem.